Alright. So, I think we are no longer hosting. So, yeah. That should be good. Hey, Demon, how you doing, buddy? Welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. Just getting a few things sorted out here while we get everything up and running. Oh, so we have made a few changes to the ship. We took the side turrets that were on. We took those off because they we took the ship out for a test flight, and we ended up basically the collision box for those turrets was overlapping the thrusters. So when we would do lateral movement, the thrusters would burn the turrets. So we had to take those out. And since I took those out, I went ahead and just replaced them with large thrusters. Now, we had been saying before that we were going to basically skin this out further, so that's one of the reasons why I'm not too worried about having the larger thrusters here. What I'm thinking is I haven't decided what I want to do for the way we're going to do texturing and for the there you go, for all of this stuff. So I'm thinking maybe just something kind of simple, because we already have that. So if we go like this, we could then go something like that, maybe. I haven't decided. Like I said, we'll probably end up spending a little bit of time working on this, trying to figure out what we want to do with it. So you end up with something like that. Sasquatch, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. So I hope everybody's having a fantastic week thus far. Oh, utility shuttle. I think we already have what we've captured that one, right? Because we've got the drills, or we don't have the drills. That's what we're missing. And if that thing, I think this one has. So one of the ships I captured off screen. That thing was a beast. It beat the hell out of my little shuttle, even with these shields. Oh. Alright, let's see here. You do not have drills. Yeah, we've already captured one of these. Look at that. So, this is the utility ship that we captured before. Basically, we exploited a flaw in the logic of the system. What we did is, for those who didn't see that one, we basically came up through here and then went through the timing block and ground our way through some of the blocks. And then once you got up into here, it's basically only one seat. So you just grind those two passenger seats down and then grind this pilot seat down, and you can take the entire ship. So, the other thing that you can do is, if you're really, really sneaky and are able to basically get into this general area, like, because what I did is I basically went through here, ground through. Like I said, I just kind of carried myself through here, and then when I got up to here, I just ground into the cockpit. I'll turn the light on so you can see. But yeah, so I just kept grinding through until we made it in. But yeah, so it's possible to do it, but we don't need one of those. We want the one with the drills on it. That's the one we want. No worries, Demon. What's up? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Oh, so you got about halfway through that passenger mission? Very nice. Now you said that was you were doing something that was a ridiculously long jump mission, right? Oh, let's grab walkways. We need to replace that. Do I have the parts for this? I have everything but the last of the interior plates. What? Bob will get that for me. Makes it easy. All right, so yeah, like I said, I took the ship out, and overall, it handled really, really well. The problem that I ran into was that because of all the gunnery turrets that I had, the guns, my own guns, were shooting down my own missiles because it was just throwing out so much firepower. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is we're actually going to pull these missile launchers off, replace them with the Gatling guns. We'll leave the forward fire, well, I need to replace it. We kind of lost it. Let's put the rocket launcher back on there. Yeah, go. I want to go like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull those off. And the reason I'm pulling these off is a couple of reasons. One, I want to have more anti-fire, like anti-missile fire coming out, and have like one or two of the chain guns that are specifically set up just for shooting down missiles. 6,000 light years. That is a hell of a mission, man. Good luck with that. And you know, it's elite, so what's going to happen is you're going to go through all this process, and somewhere along the way you're going to get pulled out of your what is it called? I want to say hyperdrive, but it's not. It's you're basically going to get pulled back into normal space, and you're going to keep getting interdicted all the way back. You know that, right? So let's go turrets. We are going to replace you with you, and we're going to grab these. So no, crap. You know what? I do need to worry about which way those are facing. How did I set that one up? I've got that one control panel to the front. Control panel to the front, yes. Yep, okay. And then as those come online, we're going to do the same up here, and we have those with the control panel to the back. There you go. Now, I would like to have some cannons on the side, but unfortunately, Vanilla does not give us this option. So what I may do is I may load some weapons mods that will give us a few more weapon mount. Transwarp, that's it. Super Cruise, thank you. I could not remember the name of that damn term. Oh. I am almost tempted. If we go... Alright, let's get that out of there for a second. So all of our tanks are full. Did we lose a Bob on the other side? We may have lost a Bob. No, we didn't lose a Bob. Bob's right there. Okay. That had me worried there for a second. Alright, so let's go like this. So we can go ahead and get some of this piped in and closed up. See, the skinning portion is always the fun part for me. I really enjoy this aspect. Because it's like, what can you do to give like little peeks into the technology and still be able to, you know, have some kind of protection on it? Alright. And then on this side, we went all the way up to the thruster. Okay. I believe we stopped there. Oh, we went that way there. Okay, yes, we did do that. Is that right? Why does that not look right? Because that's not right. So that's a 2 and then a 1. Ah, that's why. Of course, I actually think I might like that a little bit better. What do you think? Should we stay with the 2x1s here and then have it wrap up? Or should we do what we did on this side, where we basically move the entire 2x1 in and then have another 2x1 meet on the side here? Let's see, because if we do it the other way, we basically end up with this. Whoop. Get out of there. There. So you end up with that if we do it this way, right? So it's a little chunkier on this side, or you end up with this where it has that raised aspect. Swirly tunnels! Yeah, frame shift. Okay, so option 2 being the one that we're currently looking at, right? So this is option number 2, option number 1. See, what I need to do is actually have Strawpole throw these things up. Alright. I think you're saying option number 2 there. All right. So if you're saying option number 2, we'll do option number 2. Alright, so we do that. Okay. Alright. Yeah, we'll go with that. Alright, so we've got that, we've got this portion. So what we need to do is we need to work on the engine pieces here. I actually want to take this out. We're going to take this out on both sides. Because what I'm thinking is we do something like that. Do I want to go that way with it? Let's go this way. And what we'll do something a little bit like this, maybe. if we go here, let's go something like see. So if we do something like this, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that line yet. Let's see what that looks. So Twitch actually has both auto moderation, and I have a bot as well that will strip links if you post them. If Sharky shows up, you'll be able to send him. You can send him a direct message with it, and he can post it for you. Yeah, I don't think I like this line. I think I want to smooth this out a little bit more. So if we go, let's go here. I don't know. Because what we're going to end up with is something that we're going to try and blend into the ship itself a little bit more. Of course, what I could do, in fact, let's just go ahead and get rid of all of this. All right. So if we get rid of that, we could just go for some very minimalistic styling on it. Oh. So maybe something like that. Or actually, you know what? Let's do this instead. Let's go for that, and then we add that. And for this one, we do this. You know, I'm thinking I like that a little bit better. So if we do the same up here now, there we go. Now do I want to do... Now the question is do I want to have that... Because see what I can do with on these is I can do things like that to tie it together. Then we go here. Something like that. Or wait, maybe we'll do this instead. See? Auto rotate blocks is so useful. Yeah, I know, right? And what really pisses me off is that I turn it off, and because it's the same button that I use to interact with other things, it will sometimes turns itself back on, basically. Well, I turn it on, but it's unintentional. So if we go... What if we do this here? Do we have something that I can put in here as a transition piece? Or am I going to need to just do that? I don't really like doing that because it's kind of cheaty and it doesn't look good. See, if I was doing this with small blocks, this would be a little bit easier because then I could actually would end up with smaller areas that don't meet up necessarily. I don't know. What do y'all think? Well, you can set a lot of the buttons. Because if we do that, then what we could do is we get rid of that. And we say this. It just looks kind of clunky for some reason. We'll see what it looks like. I'll probably end up ripping some of this off and redoing it again later anyway. And then here we did this. Did we do... How did we do that one? So it did half block out to that. And the front corner is just as it was. We just do that there. Right. And then on the front we just did leading edge. Okay, so we can do that. That works. There we go. Put the parking brake and connector on the hot bar. Yep. Yeah, so by default, if you hit P when you're connected to a connector, that will engage or disengage all of your connectors and your parking brakes. So, yeah, so it's like, what the hell? Alright, so let's go ahead and get this going. We're going to grab this. And that. Yeah, I think I'm liking that a little bit better. Okay. Oop. No, do not wish to respawn. Thank you. Alright, so what are we going to do down here is the question. Oh, you know what we can do? If we carry the same general well, I can't do that there because of the thrust output, but we can do that there. Leave that like that. We'll see how this works. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll probably come through and tear some of this out again. But so far, I'm kind of liking what we've got going on here. I don't know. We're going to do the same over here. Maybe. So if we tie you in here, so if we do that, pull you out of there, we're actually going to grab that corner block. To there. Alright, so if we do that, come back over here, we go to the other block for this. This could be something. I don't know if it's something good or not, but it could be something. Let's go like that. Alright, so then let's go ahead and pull this piece out. And we then go like this. Like that. And that's going to change up our line just a little bit. But that might work. And we just have to do the same on this side. And we did those there. Okay. All right. So what do you think? You like this line better, or do you like the other line better? Comes off a little bit blockier, but take too long to move away from the connector. Yeah. Yeah, so one of the things that I used to do with the connectors is if you have problems with, like specifically your mining vehicles, because you sometimes have them underpowered they have low thrust value, what you can do is go into the connector settings and turn down the magnetic attraction on it. So what will happen is that even if you don't get out of there fast enough, there's not enough magnetic attraction to keep you from going forward. Because you can turn the magnetic all the way off if you really want to. You just have to be paying attention when you're close enough to actually lock it. Now the question is do I want to rip this stuff out to have it match up with that stuff? Which we might do. At least on the corner here. Because what we can do is if, oh, you know what? We could do that here. Where we take, say, this. And we do that. Gives us a little bit of a reinforcement strut there for this. And it ties it together for back at the ass end. Yeah. Because now what we can do here is we can take some of this apart and not feel bad about the way it looks. And we go like that. And what that allows us to do is to tie this piece together. There, like that. So you end up with this little reinforced strut for this entire section, which actually does kind of make sense. Of course, we do need to get in there to take that piece out. Oh, come on, Hal, you can do this. All right, there we go. Oh, nope, wrong button. Let's go that way instead. Thank you. Oh. And see, so what it ends up doing is it ends up tying it together so that it looks a little bit more uniform. Yeah, I'm actually need to put more cameras on my ships. The changes to the camera system have been really just irritating the hell out of me in Space Engineers lately, so. Which is unfortunate. I liked the old camera system. But, you know, Keen is going to do what Keen is going to do. Let's go. Whoop. There. Alright, so that gets us that. So that gives us more... That's actually kind of interesting. Now what that means is that we are going to need... No, I guess not. I guess we don't have to. Alright. So, for the folks who are joining us, welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. We are just relaxing today. I figured, you know, it's middle of the week, a little hectic for everybody. This way everyone gets a nice calm stream today. Get some of the building done. I've been doing a lot of the building and stuff off camera, and I know I've had a couple of people ask me to do more of it on camera, so kills two birds, one stone, right? So let's go ahead and go like that. We need to recharge really quickly. Now, I don't have a gravity generator on the ship, and I've been thinking about putting one on. Alright, but I haven't decided yet. Mainly because of the fact I'm not quite sure where I would put one on this thing. So we still need... Let's turn the HUD off for a second. So we'll still need to wrap this, basically wrap the skin around the front engine nacelle area. Now the front engines I'm basically going to leave pretty much exposed like they are. The side thrusters now have a little bit of cover on them. Yeah, I'm thinking that I'm liking the way the lines on this are coming together. I'm thinking this should be pretty nice. Batteries on off, drills on off. Now, is there a reason why you have your drills set for on off instead of just using the drills as a weapon type? Uranium power. I'm actually kind of partial to the new hydrogen. No, well, I can't say new hydrogen, but the hydrogen reactor mod. Oh, that thing is so much fun. I really like that mod. I kind of like the way this looks because it implies that these engines are almost like a pop-up engine. I should build something like that. I haven't done that in a long time. I wonder if the pistons would support that. I'll have to try that. So for those, I'm just kind of thinking to myself, there's I used to build, or I had built previously, a ship that had hidden engines on it. So basically you had your normal nacelles and everything, and if you found out that you needed more acceleration, you'd hit a button. And I had it set up on a timer, so you'd hit the button, the timer would count down, and what it would do is when it hit the duration of the timer, it would engage these pistons that would push two large thrusters up from inside the ship and turn them on. So you would be flying, it's like, I'm not accelerating fast enough. Hit a button, out come these extra thrusters, they turn on, and you're woof. I might have to build another one of those. Those are always fun to do. Whoop. Helps if I help put my helmet back on. Now the other thing we don't have on here is we don't have a spawn point. So we've got it is a combat ship, or it's being built up as more of a combat ship. So I'm thinking what we might need to do is we might need to figure out a place to put some utility stuff on here, like a respawn point. Now I did think about installing the what is it called, the Spaceballs mod. That's the one that adds Mr. Coffee, which operates as a health station and respawn point. It's a half block profile, so you can throw it in pretty much anywhere. I mean, I could even stick it like on the side here or something, or back here, which actually wouldn't be a bad idea. If I put like a Mr. Coffee here, when you respawn, you know, you're not completely safe, but it does give you a way to respawn near the ship, so. Oh, very nice. Yeah, that was why I was asking, Demon, was because some people do that and some people don't. But that's an awesome design, Sasquatch. I never really thought about that before, because I don't, generally speaking, if I'm checking my inventory, it's because I'm getting close on my mass rating. Because, you know, when you're looking at your vehicle, it'll tell you what your mass is. And I generally know roughly where my mass needs to be in order for things to work. But I also tend to use a lot of large cargo. I know a lot of people use small cargo on some of their miners because it's easier to build around them. So if I had the damn ship drills unlocked, I'd be building a miner. Oh. Alright, so I think we've gotten most of this done, right? How are we doing back here? The only thing we have left to do is finish the wraparound on this portion, which is mostly done already. Alright, so let's go there. And if we go like that, maybe just to tie it off. Yeah, just to tie that off, I think. All right. Let's see how we get that going here. Magic Man, how you doing? Oh, it's just a lot of experience. I will agree. This game is overly complex sometimes, more often than not. But you know, the secret is just have fun with it, right? As long as you're having fun with it, that's all that really matters. Let's go. And do I want to do there? You know, it might not actually be a bad idea to do that. And what we'll do is we'll grab that. Actually, switch that over. So for the folks who are joining us, welcome to the stream. Happy Wednesday. Hopefully everybody's having a fantastic day and a terrific week thus far. We are keeping it mellow and a little chill today. We're just doing a little Space Engineers. I will probably take this beast out a little bit later and just have some fun with it. But for now, actually, while we're talking about this, I just remembered I need to turn my shields back on. I forgot I'm not charging my shields. Let's get the shields charging. Alright. Now if you're using the older shield mod, you want to see what is on, you want your shield output to be up on your screen. You just want to do show on HUD. And then you say add. So as long as you use this command, when you're sitting in the cockpit, it'll bring this up for you. So whenever you get into the ship, now you do have to do this every time you restart. So if you exit and reload for some reason, when you come back, you'll have to do the command again. But it'll give you your shield status, so you don't have to keep popping in and out looking at things. Actually, does it do it? Okay, it's just a little bit of lag there. Hello? Ah, my shields are draining everything. Ah, I'm trapped. Ah. All right. Hold on a second here. Oh, we were going to turn you off for a second. Nope. All right. It was worth a try. All right, so we'll turn you back on. Go ahead and hide this stuff again. And turn those off for now. Yeah, when the shields are charging, they they drain all the power. Nah, it's not too dumb. It really is like Minecraft. The big thing with Minecraft is that you really only, while it's a 3D game, you only really have to worry about 2 dimensions. You know, height and depth, or height and width. You don't really worry so much about all 3 dimensions in Space Engineers because of the fact that it is a full 3D game, just like Minecraft. But you have the ability to come in. There's no set plane. Like with Minecraft, everything is on the same plane. In Space Engineers, because of the fact that you are operating in a fully 3D environment, things don't necessarily come in on the same plane. So that's the hard concept for people, I think. Once they get used to the idea that you're building in... Actually, let's come over here for a second and I'll show you. So, like with Minecraft specifically, you know, you only have to worry about doing this kind of stuff, right? And then you build up or down as you need to. If you want to go further out, you just, you know, extend out. When you're talking about Space Engineers, because you have to deal with things coming in from all the other directions, you also have to be thinking about these other lines. And that's something you don't have to deal with in Minecraft. So, now I will say some of the people that I've been most impressed with in the Minecraft side of building are people who think like this. Because they understand, you know, the whole concept of the way that things need to be built structurally. Minecraft allows you to cheat a lot, but Space Engineers is a little bit more brutal on it. And like I said, it's just building experience. The more you do it, the easier it gets. So. Yeah, 6 degrees of freedom is interesting. And we're gonna have you wrap there. What did we do for the top over here? We did like that's what I thought we did. I just screwed that up. How did I screw that up? That's how. Okay. That one was backwards. Which means that one's backwards still. Okay. So did I really do narrow end at the top on that? I sure as hell did. Interesting. Alright, so. And then we come over here, we drop you there, we take you there. Alright. Okay, so that gives us most of a ship at this point. Finding the resources. Alright, so I will give you, so when you're choosing your starts, the easiest start in the game is the red ship start. You start with a basic ship that has everything you need in order to build a fully functional ship that will get you around and have the ability to refine resources, build materials, like take those refined material resources and build other parts out of it. But it has everything except a gravity generator on it. So everything else you need to build your first base to get running is right there. It starts you on an asteroid that has iron and uranium on it, which are the basic building blocks for everything else. So yeah, I mean, the red ship start is probably the easiest start in the game, barring the what is it? The platform start. The platform start gives you large ships. It gives you a platform to work from. And then that asteroid actually has an Easter egg on it. So, but it doesn't have planets. You are correct. Yeah, no. Starting on planets, if you don't have all of the basics of the game down, and by that I mean, you know, figuring out how you have to have your thrust balanced. Basically, you want equal thrust in every direction starting out. That way you get the same responses moving forward as you do backwards. Atmospheric is a little bit more difficult because of the fact that the only thrusters that really work, you know, you can use hydrogen thrusters in atmosphere, but they're really, really wasteful. You want to use the atmospheric thrusters. But the thing is that in atmospheric thrusters only work to certain altitudes. They have different balancing issues, so you can spawn planets in if you choose to, yeah. And congrats, Demon. Yeah, building a non-cube ship is not easy. The two default shapes that you will get in Space Engineers are cubes and penises. So those are the two default shapes you'll get. Oh, everything becomes phallic after a while. All right, so if you want to spawn things in, you go. So yes, you hit Alt F10. It'll bring up this overlay menu. And you go into creative tools. You can also go into things like admin tools, which will allow you to use all terminals. So if you basically want an easy way of getting into like the pirate bases to see how those things are built, you can make yourself invulnerable and use all terminals. If you turn Space Master mode on, if you go in here, you can actually turn on creative tools, which will allow you to spawn stuff in. But normally what you would do is if you want to spawn in like asteroids, things like that, you hit Alt F10, brings you here. Under Space Master, you go to Creative Tools, you exit out of there, you then hit Control F10? No, Shift F10. Yeah, Shift F10. And then this will let you bring in whatever you want it to do. So if you want it to do procedural, predefined, planets, empty voxel map. So if you need to spawn items in for yourself, like materials, you can say, you know, whatever. Now, do keep in mind that if you spawn things in, they are limited by block count. So if you have something that's, say, you know, whatever the max stack is for a particular item, you'd only be able to spawn it in certain values. So, and then things like individual tools or rifles, you can only spawn, no matter what you set for the number down here, you'll only get one. So, but that's the basics on how to use that stuff. Let's go ahead and turn off creative tools. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. What's really funny is that I actually tried to build a Borg cube and I couldn't do it. I tried. I have this thing where I personally do not like my ships to be giant cubes. So even when I was trying to build it, I'd go back and start greebling it. So it ended up being more round. And I'm just like, I don't want the sphere, I want a Borg cube. So now I'm kind of looking forward to a new game coming out called Sky Wanderers. It's basically an SE 2.0. So where you have each one of these grids, each block is a grid block. Each block is actually subdivided in that game. So you could take, for example, let me go here. We're going to go here. Okay, so you see how that snaps to a large grid? but you can go small grid. So I'd be able to take the small grid and build directly onto the large grid. So you can actually do detail work on your blocks by adding smaller blocks. And it gets pretty intricate. The developer actually has shown some of the things that you can do. And when you're doing this, you can define those blocks as things like pipes. It's really, really cool. I've never tried that, Sasquatch. Yeah, Demon, I'm hoping to be able to. Unfortunately, by the time I realized that they were doing it, they had already closed their GoFundMe, and I didn't get a chance to back the game. That's one of the games that I was really looking forward to as well. It's just I had a lot. Unfortunately, I had things going on where I just was not available, and by the time I remembered it, they'd already closed the campaign. It is really interesting if you want to see it. I know Keen Software is going to hate me for doing this, but so that's the link to that game. It has basically Minecraft style graphics, like the Minecraft era graphics, but it's the mechanics of the game that I'm really, really excited about, because as time goes on, the graphics can be improved. You know, that's never a thing. It's the gameplay itself, the mechanics of the gameplay. Really, really interesting mechanics. Another game that you might be interested in if you are fans of games like you know, the open world survival game, more like animal collecting stuff like Ark, Conan, those types of games. There's a game that is coming out for the early backers today. Today's the 16th, right? Yeah. So today, called SAS, Spirit Animal Survival. The dev team on that, it's a very small dev team. It's only 3 people. And they're using, you know, they openly say they're using placeholder assets for some of the graphics design stuff, but they are working on replacing those assets with custom stuff. But yeah, that game is actually kind of cool too. Tomorrow, it's supposed to be the 16th. Oh, all right. Did they push it back again? Because I thought today was supposed to be today for the backers, and then like the 17th or 19th for everybody else. Basically, the folks who back the game get an early start. Oh, I had to push it back? Damn it. All right. That'd be why we haven't seen Lisa today. She sometimes pops in. But yeah, like I was saying, the developers for SAS are actually really cool. They're very responsive. They've done a couple of like just live stream question and answer things. Now they've reached out to a bunch of different content creators. And just so everybody knows, I am not being endorsed or compensated from either of these companies. They're 2 games that I'm really interested in, and they're being done by development companies that I think are worth checking out, even if it's just to go take a look at what they're offering. So. Oh, that explains why Markinic's not in here either then. Alright. Because if they're pushing stuff, if they're pushing it back, he's probably mad. We're gonna do a little detail work in here. Let's see. If we do that, and then we can go. There you go. And what we'll do here is, there you go. Do that on the front. And I want to keep those exposed because I like the way that kind of looks like a piping system running through there. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop you out. We're going to grab some windows. And that is 1, 2, 3, Or we should be able to get by the 2x1s, I believe. Now I do have to go grab some parts for these. Mining carriage. I don't know, does that mining carriage have drill? I don't think it has a drill on it. I think it's just a refinery system, isn't it? Come here, you. Whoa, hello. That's, I don't think you have a drill on you, do you? Because this is one of the vanilla ships. I'm not seeing a drill on it. How can you have a mining carriage without having a drill on it? Useless. Alright. The full name for SAS is Spirit Animal Survival. Really? That sounds interesting, Sasquatch. I'll have to check that out. Mentioned the 17th? Okay. So that means that if they're doing that, because I think they're trying to give the Epic supporters a 1 week head start. It's either 3 days or 1 week. I don't remember which. So that means that the game for everybody else should be available on Steam early next week then. Alright. Awesome. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to both of those games. Now, see, one of the other games... so one of the things for Sky Wanderers that got me interested in it is that if you've seen Dual Universe, it's basically a smaller development company doing that. So Dual Universe was done, originally coded by one guy, and it kind of grew into a company, where Sky Wanderers is still just one guy. He has actually turned down offers for people to help because he wants to keep the control over everything. So he may have somebody helping him with coding now, but I think it's still just him. Alright. So let's see here. Everything here looks good. You're all active. You're all active. Alright. I'm thinking we should take this thing out and see how well she handles. What do y'all think? Do we really have just 9 missiles left? Get up there. Let's get our turrets up and running. Make sure everybody has ammo. You have a crap ton of ammo, buddy. And we are going to do 150. And you are going to be 60-ish. Alright. Why are you not piped in? I'm kind of curious as to why that Gatling turret's not piped in. Did we screw something up on the pipe work over here? Or did I not pipe it in yet? I thought you were piped in. Alright, come here. See? Messing around. Ah, I didn't pipe it in yet. Son of a... Well, that doesn't help very much, does it? Let's get a conveyor in here. Wow. Alright, do I have any interior plates? No. Let's grab some interior plates. That's more than enough. We're not going to worry too much about it. How close are we? We're not too bad, actually. Come here, you. What was that? Sheesh. There we go. Alright, so now let's kick some of that ammo over there. We're actually gonna have you piped straight in as well. I know it'll work otherwise, but it's fine. Alright, so we're gonna go here. And we want you to be all the way down here. Yes, so he's got 10. So we're going to move another 10 over here. Another 10 there. Oh. Let's try that again. Alright, so it looks like everybody's got ammo now. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and drop that stuff off. Let's pick up that. Pick up that. We're going to grab 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, that's fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. And yeah. There's an access port. Okay. Oh, they actually were over here. Okay, so we are going to move these around then. Because we want these off of the ship. There we go. And we're going to put one here. So what we're doing is I'm basically trying to make sure I keep a couple of extras on board. Just in case. You never know when things are going to blow up on you. So we have all this, we've got this done. So now we are going to turn on our thrusters. We're going to unlock that. There you go. Yeah, I have to say I'm kind of liking the lines on this a little bit better. I'll probably rework the cockpit area a little bit, just to even that area out some. We do need some spotlights on this though. All I'm going to do is swing this beast around. Hopefully not rip anything off the ship that we just finished building. Alright, and good. Okay. Actually, what was that? Missile turrets. That would be a good reason for them not to be there anymore. Okay. Let's go grab some steel plates really quick. Yeah, we'll just go up here. And like I said, I want to put a couple of spotlights in, and I'm thinking we can do that. Yeah. What do you think? Should we put one here? And until we get the coffee mod installed, we'll put that in there. Once we have the coffee mod in, what we'll do is we'll start removing some of these. We definitely can't put one there, but we could put, actually I guess we could put them down here. Really have some light. And wondering where else can we squeeze one of these things in. Put a couple here. And apparently we deleted some blocks we didn't realize. Alright. Sorry if I'll get back to chat here in a second. I tend to get distracted when I'm building. Oh. Let me go to hell. Thanks. Okay, so thank you for confirming that, Demon. I appreciate it. Pokemon mod. So the coffee mod is part of the Spaceballs mod. There's a device in it called Mr. Coffee. For anyone who has seen the movie, you probably catch the reference. Basically, it operates as a single block. It's a half... let me show you. So it's about the size of this. It's actually a little smaller than this. That you can place on ships. That it does not refill oxygen or hydrogen, but it does operate as a med station and as well as a spawn point. So you can, instead of having to put a giant med station on board your ship, you just have to have a small cubby area that you can put this thing in, and you then have a respawn point. Yes, Mr. Radar, the which actually operates as a full display. I might take that. I might take these out if the glare annoys me. Let's see here. Ooh, Phantom. I think that's the one that's like the big fighter, isn't it? Should we go check out the Phantom really quick? Okay, I'm going to check the Phantom really fast, because that might be one that I don't want to tangle with at all. And normally I wouldn't actually do this. It's just, it's faster to do it this way than it is to actually fly out there. Whoa, hello. Right. Oh, this one. Yeah, look at that. 4 rocket pods on the front of this thing. Overall, though, it's a really nice ship design. Actually, do you have upgrade modules? No, you don't have upgrade modules. Damn it. Okay. So, okay, so for those who don't know, the reason why I keep checking these ships is we're doing the Grind to Learn mod. Let me get out of the cockpit for a second. Basically, this is all the stuff I can make. So what Grind to Learn does is it removes everything except the absolute basic blocks. And by absolute basic, I mean absolute basic. You start with light armor block. And I think you start with the light armor slope. And that was it. Everything else is blocks that we have found by capturing ships. Or manually unlocking. So the stuff that's in gray down here, all of these, well, not the fighter cockpit, but all of the other things down here, we had to add to the configuration because they're custom blocks. But everything else has been stuff that we've ground down in-game. So if you're looking for something that adds a challenge to Space Engineers, get the Grind to Learn mod. Not only does it add a challenge, you can actually customize the challenge. There's a config file in the mod that you can change. You'll need like WinZip or one of the decompression apps to basically get into the file. But once you get into the file, you can actually modify what's unlocked for you. Exactly, Demon. Coffee does heal all wounds. Now, if I actually drank coffee, yeah. Yeah, so for those who don't know, I went pretty much, I can't say completely caffeine-free, because I do eat chocolate, and I will drink teas, and no matter what type of herbal tea it is, it's still going to have some, even things that say they're caffeine-free are not completely caffeine-free, so. But I don't do caffeine anymore. It's been, and I have to admit, it's been probably the worst almost 3 years of my life. Oh. Yeah, I was a hardcore caffeine head for a long time. I stopped drinking caffeine because I got to the point where I was doing 4 to 5 Red Bulls a day, and then I was doing. There are companies that make caffeine syrup, like different flavored caffeine syrups, and I was adding that to drinks. So. So yeah, I had to cut back on it, and I went through some very serious detox doing it, so I just have been like, I don't want to repeat that, thank you. I think I was almost a month where I was detoxing off because the caffeine levels were so high in my system. Yes. Alright. So yeah, we got the ship. Let's see how she handles. Let's bring this up. We're actually go external. Acceleration's not too bad. Rotary control's really nice. Turn shields on. We have 17 minutes of power while they're charging. We're going to let this charge up till it's at 2.4. Now, I am thinking I'm going to put the other shield mod on. There you go. Because I'm thinking I want to have a different shield system on board this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'll keep the shields that we have, and then I'll add the other shield mod, which I think we'll be able to place right there on that big flat spot on our ass. So I prefer my drugs with cream and sugar. Not a bad comment right there. Yeah, and like I said, that was one of the reasons why I got off of it. Back in the day, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, I used to do the amino acid drinks. And so what I would do is I would start my day with a Red Bull, or if you're familiar with the drink, there's a drink called Balls. It's in a blue bottle. Yeah, lots of jokes about blue balls. And then there used to be a company that they're still around as a company, but they don't make the drinks anymore, unfortunately. But there's XTZ Soda Company. Used to make this thing called the X Cherry Bomb, and what it was is it was an amino acid drink. So it had all of your carbs and everything in it. So what you would do is you would do a high caffeine drink, so like something like Red Bull. You would chase it with this thing that had a lot of sugar and carbs in it, and it would give you a smoother burn through the day as far as the caffeine was concerned. So you didn't have hard caffeine crashes a couple of hours later. And then like around noon or so, you would do like, this was when 5 Hour Energy was first starting to come out, so you'd do that at like lunch, and that would take you through the day. So caffeine is literally a drug, and yes, coffee makers are technically drug paraphernalia. Now, ask how many cops are going to enforce you on that. Now, I know that, I don't know if they still do it or not, but for a while, Canada actually had laws against or regulating the energy drinks. Like, they couldn't have more than so much caffeine in them, and anything over, like, a Coca-Cola's version, equivalent of caffeine, so yeah, like 12 to 15 milligrams of caffeine, was considered an adult-only beverage. And then over a certain value, it was actually, you know, not allowed. Well, see, Demon, that's why you needed the caffeine fuel. They have, well, I don't, like I said, the company XTC doesn't make it anymore, but one of the things that they made was a highly caffeinated syrup. It was a flavor syrup that you could put in things like coffee or water or whatever. And it was 100 milligrams of caffeine per fluid ounce. One of the guys I worked with borrowed my bottle, took it over to Starbucks, and this is, like I said, back in the late 90s, early 2000s, when Starbucks still allowed you to bring stuff in, and, you know, if the baristas were cool, they would let you add stuff to your drinks. And what he did is he would take like two ounces of this syrup with him and have it put into his quad shot. They should do that for all energy drinks. I'm not going to advocate for that. It'd be a little hypocritical of me to say somebody who used to indulge heavily in them that they should be regulated. Ortal, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for the bits, man. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Oh, well, thank Lisa as well. Yeah. It gets brutal if you're you know, when you get hardcore into the caffeine. I mean, it was to the point where I actually had researched like your body mass index stuff in ratios to the caffeine quantity. And then what's really funny is that even if you know this information, the impact on the individual is always going to be different because your actual individual metabolism is different. So I'm really liking the ship. This actually turned out pretty nicely. Looks like I need to rebalance the thrusters a little bit. There you go. Yeah. Oh, got chunky there a little bit. There. Yeah, but what I was saying with the chemical, specifically with the caffeine, I had gotten to the point where I had figured out where my blackout point was with caffeine and how to get there. You know, it's like if I knew if I drank certain things in combination, I was okay. Oh, yeah, man. I came in a little low on that one. There. Okay, that tells me my butt is a little high. Let's go this way. This is why I need to put backup cameras on things now. Yeah, I really don't like the new camera system. See, you used to be able to just pan the camera around as you needed to. But no, we had to go and screw it up. There it is. Okay. So we can turn all of that off. So we have a new ship. Well, we have an expanded version of the ship. You know what? I am going to take those out because that's an awesome lighting effect, but it is really annoying. There we go. Let's get rid of that. Which means we have to do it on the other side now, too. Come here, you. That's better. Of course, I'm gonna just walk through the ship anyway. There we go. Alright. That gets us going. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's like people need to do what's right for them, you know? I am not one of those people who will sit here and say everyone needs to lead clean living and no, screw that. Like I said, I am not that hypocritical. Actually, let's go. Hide empty. We're gonna move all the stuff back over here. Just basically cleaning up the inventory stuff for us right now. Oh, stuff out of the connector. Alright. Okay. So, I think that is probably going to do it for us today. Everything else that I need to do is just basically mining. And while it's fun sitting here chatting with y'all, it's really irritating to watch mining for an hour or so. Hey Shades, how you doing? Welcome to the... Welcome. I was just about to call it a day. Long time no see. I know, right, Sasquatch? Alright, so yeah, like I said, I think we're going to go ahead and call this one here. I don't want to keep you all here while I'm just sitting here drilling into the side of an iron mountain, so... no worries, Shades. So, for those who don't know, I have actually been looking for full-time work, and I had some interviews last week. And I'm waiting for some callbacks. So currently, just so you know for future, currently the live stream schedule is Mondays, Wednesdays here on Twitch, Tuesdays and Thursdays over on YouTube, and all 4 days are at 11 a.m. US Pacific time. Fridays we actually go to 3 p.m. US Pacific time here on Twitch. So for those who are interested in following along, you have an idea of. Also on the landing page or the channel page here on Twitch, there is actually a calendar tracker down in the description area. So somewhere in that bottom screen. That way, if you're curious when you catch us next time, definitely feel free to drop in. Have a lot of fun hanging out and chatting with everybody. Oh, but I am going to get out of here. I'm going to hopefully have a fantastic day. Hope you all have a terrific week. Thanks for stopping in, and we will see you back here next time. Let me see, Friday we might be doing some 7 Days to Die, but we'll probably be doing some Space Engineers this week. I haven't decided yet. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Thanks again for stopping in, and we will see you all back here next time. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Awesome. Thank you, Wartall. I appreciate you confirming that, man. And for those who are asking, what game are we talking about? Let me pull up the link for you. So this is the link for that game. So Spirit Animal Survival, definitely pay those folks a visit if you're interested in open world survival crafting games. It's an interesting twist on on other systems that have been released thus far. I think it's looking like it's a good mix of them all. So, and it's definitely got its own theme and spirit to it. No pun intended. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day, and thanks again, everybody.